What's going on, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And in today's video, guys, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, right, I said it's time to reset. And I'm not talking about the great reset that Philosopher talked about here, even though that's you can already see that that's happening right now in the game, right? But the reset that I'm talking about right now is the fact that Scopely, I just think that they need to take a patch off. I think that things are moving too fast in the game right now, and that it's clear that they are not able to keep up with it. They need to take a patch off. They need to fix some things. And we saw this last night. This is kind of really what pushed me towards it. I've always been thinking about it, but this is really kind of what pushed me towards me just thinking that they just need to take some time off. So within the Shadows Blitz rewards, right? So this was a message from Cerebro last night. Today at 5 p.m. within the Shadows Blitz, within the Shadows Blitz had some incorrect rewards. First, the milestone reward should have contained a total of 10,000 luminous credits, which is 5 orbs, but only 8,400 were available. We'll say this. I'm gonna pause there and say that if I mess up on some of these words, if I sound a little stuffy, my kids have a cold and my brain's a little foggy, so just keep that in mind if I fumble over some of my words here. But there's supposed to be 10,000 luminous credits, and only 8,400 were available. In the near future, we'll be sending out all players the missing amount. Second, the victory rewards were incorrectly given out elementary particles for 40 minutes, which is the reason why I usually wait about an hour after reset happens before I do anything, because stuff like this always happens. And we're currently investigating this issue, and it's likely that we'll be sending out some compensation. We apologize for the confusion and appreciate your patience while we address these issues. And in all honesty, man, this right here is just what I think this is a result of. Is they're moving too fast. They're releasing characters too fast. I don't know if there's a game that I know about where there's 3 new characters every single month. I literally don't know if there's a game where that's happening. I think somebody mentioned even like in Raid Shadow Legends that doesn't happen right now. I don't play Raid Shadow Legends, so I don't have firsthand knowledge of this, but this is just something that I was told. I could be incorrect or wrong there, but I think that honestly the reason why things like this are continuing to happen is, yeah, you can chalk it up to greed, you can chalk it up to other things. They're releasing characters too fast, and the result is you can't keep up with whatever you're doing. That's just what it comes down to. Name me a patch. Tell me, which patch have they had a character release that wasn't bugged? The last one, Shang-Chi was bugged. Deathpool was bugged. Deathpool won't be fixed until this patch. The next patch is supposed to happen sometime next week. We had Captain Sam that was bugged. Maria Hill was bugged. Phi Lavelle was bugged. I don't remember the last time, but there was a character release or a patch release where characters aren't bugged. Now, the frequent bugs are an issue, but bugs happen, right? And we understand that. I'm not going to say, hey, no bugs should happen, but my Lord, it is frequent and often. And I just feel like it's things that honestly could just be avoided. And at this point, I think that one of the things that they need to do, they need to take a patch off. They need to take a patch off. And the messaging, the communication needs to be there towards their players to say certain things like, hey, you know what? We realize that we've been screwing up. We realize that we have made some mistakes here that have contributed to your lack of trust. It has contributed to maybe your lack of investment into the game. Because for the most part, let's be honest, like we're all very invested into the game. I don't dislike the game. I actually think the game is a beautiful game. I have a lot of fun playing the game, but yeah, the bugs, the constant issues with characters, there's a massive problem there for me. I have a lot of fun in the game still, and that's the reason why I still play the game and I still make content on the game, because I enjoy the game. But it would be a lot more enjoyable, and maybe potentially you'll get me to spend a little bit more, because I know that there are players right now who are not spending. They've just decided, hey, I'm not going to spend it anymore. I'm going to quit the game until they get their act together, and they still haven't come back because they still haven't gotten their act together, right? I just think that they just need to take some time and just take a little bit of time off and fix things. The loot last week, we saw the strike pass was released. The surprise, we thought we were going to be getting luminous credits only. We ended up getting actual character shards, which then limited the amount of shards that you're able to get. Or what you thought you were going to be able to do with one character, be able to unlock them, but it's kind of really hard to be able to do that unless you spend money on the premium pass. But then there were luminous credits that other players got, bad English, but the other players got that allowed them to open up. There were players that got 8 orbs. There were players that had 10, or like there were players that had multiple orbs available to them to then get shards for a character like Dagger and Cloak. So for me, and that's just a simple mistake, right? It's you probably copied and pasted from a previous event and didn't think about changing the code for this new event, and then players are able to have orbs available. And of course, we saw this last night. I just think that they just honestly need to take some time off, man. And if they care about their player base, yes, they will lose money. Don't get me wrong. They're going to lose money probably for that month, right? They will. And I'm not saying don't release any character. Maybe release 1 character. Don't release 3. Maybe you're biting off more than you can chew. You can't keep up with it. It's clear. Like, listen, I'm not a developer, but I know that it's clear that you cannot keep up with the characters that you're releasing, the events that you're doing. You cannot keep up with it. Because if you were able to keep up with it, then there wouldn't be this many bugs. Like it's the proof is in the pudding, in my personal opinion. And I think that if they want to really gain back the player community, the player base, they want to gain back their trust. They want to gain back people who are not spending. There are players I know who still checking on the game, who have left the game, who are like, hey, has this gotten any better yet? Hey, has this gotten any better yet? Because they love Marvel Strike Force. They love to play the game, but unfortunately, if you're not giving them anything to come back to, then they're not going to come back. And I don't know, man. These are just my thoughts here. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. I think that they could. There's definitely a lot of things that they could do. I think that obviously the earlier player community too needs a little bit of love. I feel like the late game is getting a lot of catering to right now, but the earlier game is not really getting much catering to. What they've made some changes to some beginner characters, like Shadowlands now are a good team, right? We've Raven Avengers is still a good team as a beginner team, but Shadowlands is also another available early enough team that you can use to get some content done. So I just feel like there's still a Nebula and Gamora. Like there's a lot of things that they could do to benefit the early play of the game. But honestly, in my opinion, I think they just need to take a patch off, communicate, and let them know bugs should not, like a character that's bugged, we shouldn't have to wait 9 days before there's some communication on it. Even if you're not going to fix it immediately, just say, hey, you know what? Deathpool's not working. We reported to you. Deathpool's not working correctly. Just come out in 24 hours and say, hey, you know what? We acknowledge that Deathpool is currently not working correctly right now. We're going to the dev team is currently working on this, and we're going to be able to get back to you on this by end of the week or by whatever, right? Like just give us let there be some communication so players know that you care. Shang-Chi, is he fixed yet? We have no idea whether or not he's fixed. It's just simple things like that. Communication has to be better. I feel like just dotting your I's and crossing your T's on an event like the Shadow Blitz is just something that can simply be done. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Maybe I'm like overanalyzing it, but I feel like I'm trying to take a very objective approach to this subject here, and I really just feel like there's a lot of things that they could do better. As a matter of fact, I'd say that there's like simple things that they could do better to say, hey, you know what, we're gonna make sure that whenever event's gonna go live, that things are all set. We acknowledge that there's a lot of events that have gone live where orbs have been the wrong orbs or whatever. There's been issues where we're not rewarding enough credit. Like there's simple things that they could fix that could make this game a lot more enjoyable and less frustrating for players who are already willing to spend time and some more willing to spend money. And there are players who will definitely be happy to come back if they just fix and change some things in the game. Balance the game out is a big one too. But listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. What are your thoughts on this here? Would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. I don't know. I feel like I said, take a patch off, figure some stuff out, and I think that will go a long way in your community, because I think, yes, you may lose some money that month, but you definitely will gain a lot more back, I think, in the trust and with players being willing to spend a lot more again once you actually fix things and make it right. But if you don't care enough about it, then it probably won't happen, right? But listen, appreciate you guys' thoughts on this here. Like I said, I'm gonna hop out, man. My brain's a little foggy. I don't know if it's allergies. My kid's got a cold, man. So things again. I don't know. We're done. Well, appreciate you guys watching the video. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Whew. Hashtag need some breakfast. Hashtag need some water. Hashtag need some sleep. Hashtag what else? Well, hashtag need some tea. Some tea would help. Yeah, some tea.